Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. As today we try to track down our host and find the reason for our inspiring rescue. Though, given our surroundings, we may have a couple of theories. That said, we also have some level ups in the queue, so let's go ahead and knock those out. I get the impression we might want to hedge our bets before going any further. And as per usual, it's fairly straightforward. We've got a skill up, and we've got a new Tier 1 ability, which I think is the last one we get. Oh, no, okay. The final slot is actually either or. Interesting. That does give us slightly more flexibility, though I don't think that changes our current plans, which are for our operatives, go ahead and make sure everyone's got tactical knowledge. I believe aside from just stacking the armor effect, that will also now allow our snipers to enjoy the individual damage bonus as well. And then skills are all pretty obvious. We've already got those well set. Except for Pask, who I have mentioned does need to be respect, just to get him properly tucked into Xenotech. But that's beyond the scope of what we're doing right now. What he will do, however, is pick up Intimidation, since of course he already has Pastack. Can't say it's a terribly impressive ability, but it's certainly more use than Perfect Spot or Precise Attack, at least for him. So, we'll take it. Then beyond that, we've got Abby, who will go ahead and bank Breakthrough. That'll give him some extra mobility and offense when he's holding the front line. Then we've got Cass, who I will say there was some temptation to go Navigator ability, but there was nothing there that really caught my eye. I mean, I feel like we're doing okay with what we've got, so at least for now, we'll stick with my original plan and grab Get Back Into the Fight, which is a modest range heal, though it'll be better once we pick up the matching talent. But I do think her other two ability slots will go towards Navigator stuff. Which brings us to Ulfar. And not much question here, given that I ended up going Flamer. We will, of course, pick up Concentrated Fire. Though I will say that will also play into grenades, since although I haven't picked it up yet, I do have plans to pick up the Grenadier talent. That'll finally give us an excuse to actually use some of the grenades we keep stockpiling. At least in theory, we'll see how that goes. And with level ups complete, let's see what's going on here. We should probably go chat up Argenta. Ooh. Commander's Gloves. At the end of the turn, the wearer gains stacks of tactical advantage equal to the number of enemies they hit during their turn. Okay, interesting. Though, glove slots are very competitive, and now that I think about it, our characters who would get the most use out of that. Yeah, Abby, Pask, they both have better gloves. And Ulfar literally can't use them since he seems locked to his power fists. And the last flash. Whenever an enemy makes an attack of opportunity against the wearer, that enemy must pass an agility resistance test or become blinded for 1 round. Interesting. Oh, you know what? If I'd realized we were picking this up, I might have gone reckless attack with Abby. Well, I guess it really would depend on exactly when that blinding effect triggers. No, I'm not too worried about that one. It's interesting, but I don't think worth really trying to twist ourselves in knots to build around. Let's see what else we've got. New playthings for our delights. Are you the one who slaughtered Kikaros? My, oh my, aren't you a rare delicacy? Okay, well, I am both flattered and mildly unsettled, which I imagine is what you were going for, so... The timing is just perfect. Our guest luster has all but dimmed. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that is an Aeldari, which I guess... Oh, interesting. And, what's going on with this? Why would we... The drink scalds your throat and blossoms into a molten flower once it reaches your stomach. Oh, well, I'm not entirely sure what that accomplished, but I'll take the 12 XP. Huh. Oh, Argenta, glad you could join us. The elegant red-haired Xenos takes a sip of her wine-like liquid and gives you an appraising and somewhat surprised look, then smiles and says to the Xenos standing next to her, "What's this? New playthings, no doubt. And here I thought the Reaving Tempest was intending to offer up your paltry cabal for our entertainment." The tattoo-covered Drukhari she is addressing, who is absent-mindedly sticking serrated needles into his own gums, scoffs in response. "The poisonous whispers should learn to live up to their name, lest the cabal of the wounded skies live up to theirs and make you bleed upon the dark city, you sharp-tongued pest." A bestial growl comes from behind you. "Did the jester bring me here to listen to these dung-ridden beasts practice their meager wits? These blathering Xenos are making me angry. I'll kill them." You know what, Ulfar? I'm right there with you, but perhaps you could hold off for a second while I find out where we are and why? I've had enough talking with Xenos. Their words are thick with lies. Once you let them touch your ears, you become a puppet pulled by their strings. We'll put them all to death in a whirling bloodstorm. That will be a deed to honor the All-Father. I mean, I'm not... Yeah, alright, I'm not going to cry over some dead Drukhari. Honestly, I don't think we could expect straight answers from these guys anyway. They did at least let slip that we're apparently in one of the spires of the Reaving Tempest. But I suppose if we're going to be fighting them, we might as well hedge our bets first. Well, let's say I am indeed intended to be the next course. The question remains, who gets the first taste and who gets stuck with sloppy seconds? You belong to the Wounded Skies. I will help you remember the name by burning it into your eyeballs. The Wounded Skies are always so hasty and so eager to rush ahead, they fail to notice the daggers being shoved into their backs by more worthy aspirants who are offended by their witlessness. The red-haired Xenos gracefully places a hand on her weapon, and the male Drukhari mirrors her gesture. Ulfar throws back his head and lets out a terrifying howl filled with longing and the cold promise of a swift yet painful demise. The sound of it leaves no doubt in one's heart that bloodshed is now inevitable. Jumping the gun a bit there, bud, but you know what? Can't really fault you for your enthusiasm. Let's get this done. Oh, or not. You hear the light footsteps of Xenos coming from the terrace, and their voices brimming with anticipation. Stop the reinforcements! Bar the entrance! I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that.
I will wipe your disgusting presence out of existence! I will revel in your pain.
But let's be honest, odds are we're going to be purging this entire spire either way. Which, I've got to say, I am starting to feel might be exactly why Nocturne brought us here. He does seem to have a very specific hit list. Okay, well, I mean, at a glance, this stairway seems like the best place to set up. Depends on what's behind it, though. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I mean, barring reinforcements coming through that door, which Argenta seems to be on top of. This is a very easily held choke point. But yeah, as far as Nocturne goes, I am starting to get the distinct impression he is deliberately targeting the cabal of the Reaving Tempest and its various allies. Tervantius, the Fatal Thirst, these bozos. Perhaps for his own amusement, or perhaps at the behest of his mysterious master, Asdrubal Vet. Perhaps they overstepped their bounds somehow. Perhaps their infighting annoyed the wrong people. Marzai was getting pretty ambitious with his particular power play. Suppose we'll just worry about that later. We've got plenty on our plate right now. Speaking of which... yeah, I'm going to have to do some general restructuring on our hotbars. But for now, the important thing is just to know where everything is.
Request approved.
4 stacks. Not great, but we'll take it. That is at least enough to trigger the damage boost. Finish setting zones. I think our 3 main targets here are these envoys who should go down pretty quick. And then the pain engine just around the corner over yonder. The rest of these guys are all chaff. Cassie up. Let's pull him in. Nice, nice. Now, Abby. Get you tucked in. Let me just shuffle this real quick. And lock him down.
At your beck and call.
Ulfar. Alright, bud. I just need you to hold this guy on right. I mean, kill him if you can, but just keep him off our backs.
Let the true master inflict the pain.
Yeah, we've got to bank that exemplar talent that boosts his strength next. I led with the other one first. Perfection under pressure. But the strength one is next. That'll bump him up to like 120 strength. Him and Abby both. Kibbles too, once we've got her back on board. Wow, so our snipers have no visibility from the staircase. Okay, well, I guess we're pushing up then. Fair enough. Let's focus down the range support on our flanks. In retrospect, we might have actually been better off setting up on the far side, back on that platform we first came in on. But too late for regrets now, we're already in it. Quick kill on this one. Nice. That's extra AP, so let's put that to use. Refocus left. Oh, so close. Come on. Alright, that's fine. We can finish him easy with someone else. My main concern is just the gunners targeting some of our squishier backliners. Though it does appear we've got some infighting going on. Very nice. So perhaps with any luck they'll be too distracted to actually shoot at us. Though, you know, just in case. We should still go ahead and trim the closer ones. Finish left.
It's as good as done.
And focus down right. Falling short. That's fine. That's fine. We'll get him.
Their death won't be easy.
Let me take you on the arms of pain.
Suffering is part of the trial.
Honestly, really kind of feels like we don't have much to worry about here.
I'll show you the real pain of lesser creatures. You will pay for this in blood.
Wow, yeah, they are really going at it. But, you know, why let them have all the fun? Let's start pushing out. Abby set.
Indeed.
You've unleashed my fury.
Oh, wow.
Work for a fleshcrafter.
My vengeance.
You are mine now. I'll tear your heart out for this. What a pitiful sight.
Oh, man, there is so much going on.
Get you on the art of pain.
Exhilarating.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
In blood.
Nobody escaped her.
Damage to Blaine.
Unleashed my fury.
And round two. $12 stacks. Nice. Relocate sniper zone. Finish envoys. Yeah, why not? Might as well get some use out of it.
I will tear your heart out for this.
That's nice. Pull.
I thirst for your torment.
Actually, right side's fine. Push up. Let's see if we can get a trap right on that cluster. And retarget. Ulfar's up next, so I think he's got the envoys. Back to Cass. Push the front. Then activate Pask to reset stratagems.
I'll return the
Successfully terminated.
Nice, nice.
Swift and silent.
And tactical knowledge, why not? Net the extra damage boost.
This tedium is beneath me.
Back over to Cass. Oh, clear right. And Ulfar. Suppressing fire. With a heroic chaser, why not? So we want full spread. Oh, wait, no. Concentrated fire. There we go. Oh, boy. En voyage, my friends. Man, that is what you want to see with the heavy flamer. People just melting away. Oh, that was satisfying. And that was just our opening shot.
When Fenris is in battle,
Oh, shoot, why are you...
bleed.
That's fine, I'm not gonna question your burning rage. Yeah, not sure why he lit up, but I might have accidentally used the third option on that heavy flamer. It does have a unique one that also ignites terrain, though we're not seeing it on the battlefield. No big deal, though. He took 0 damage, so I think we're good.
If it serves your cause. Bow to me. My blood sings in anticipation.
Gotta say, there's something a bit uncanny about seeing Ulfar dodge full bursts. Alright, let's clear the back.
I'll see to it personally.
And this guy off on left, we still have him too. Then we can just full focus right. Nice.
Let the true master inflict the pain.
Second one stunned. And you know what? Let's get Abby tucked in. I was going to try to lure them out, but I'm not sure they're going to cooperate. Lock him down.
It will be done. I will do my duty.
My revenge will be delectable.
Yes, yes, I'm sure it'll be very tasty.
Hello, like a seed of torment.
Faced worse than
Oh,
this.
goodness. Okay, well,
You call this a strike?
that was unfortunate, but could have certainly been worse. Yeah, let's get this wrapped.
Woe to you.
Cass pushing up. Oh, you know what? I did hear. Apparently, we can just straight up use Ulfar as cover, like he is literally full cover. Apparently. Oh, right. Also, now she's on fire, but that's fine. She was already pretty hot.
You will pay for this in blood.
Let's see. We need to clear the gunners.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Yurliet should get it done.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
3 attacks, 3 targets.
I die.
That's 1.
I won't let her.
That's 2. And no line of sight, but we can still move, so that works.
I deal death with my hands.
Gunners clear. Sort of. Technically, we still have 3 down here.
Agony.
Sorry, I meant 2.
What pleasure.
Ulfar up next. Abby should be immune to the burst.
Become the All-Father's worthy instrument!
Yeah, I mean, some minor dings there, but nothing to worry about.
I will carve runes out of your bones!
Devour me.
Wolves reign!
Hang tight, bud. I think we're pretty much set.
If I must. If it serves your cause.
I will not submit.
Hold on! Stay with us!
Sorry, Abby. I'm sure he's fine. You are staring into the eyes of an animal that enjoys killing. No, it does not enjoy it. It just kills, finding no joy or delight in doing so. It kills because that is its nature. Oh, are we doing this? Easy, Ulfar. The Drukhari are dead. Only comrades remain. Comrade. This word has a miraculous effect on the bloodthirsty warrior. Ulfar's bristling, fiery hair lies flat once more, and the imprint of death vanishes from his gaze. The face of a wild beast gives way to a grimace of weariness, grief, and shame. Honestly, feels like they're really kind of overplaying it here. I don't feel like he was that bad before the fight. Ulfar, I'm not generally one to fault someone their enthusiasm, but is there something I should be concerned about here? The malice of Wulfin beset my heart, and nearly consumed it forevermore. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. You did mention the whole Wulfin curse, I suppose. Was it really that bad, though? I mean, you seem to have it pretty well together. You kept your gun pointed the right way. It is the breath of the frost that chills the bones. It is lightless malice born of despair. The curse that preys upon them who have seen too many things and hate with too much heart. Too long have I been here. Too long have I served as a tool of unrighteous wretches. A shameful fate for the All-Father's warrior, and shame is what scorches my soul. When I saw that I had once again become their plaything, that yet another Xenos had set me upon his foes, I thought it would go on forever. My mind could not accept the indignity of it. So my mind hid like a coward would. Only thirst remained. Blind destruction, no thoughts, no regrets, no purpose. To be a beast, not a human. A sweet temptation for a lone wolf. Yeah, all right. Brass tacks, buddy, I feel like you might be overcompensating here for some tragedy or trauma in your past. Look, we've all been there. But the important thing to remember now is that you are not, in fact, alone. You've got other people to fight for, not just yourself. I, the Allfather, Russ, my brothers. I belong to them. I am their blade. And this blade will never break. Glad to hear it. Now let's go find our host and see what he has to say about this mess we just made. Yes, where is that slippery wretch? Let me have a word with him. Oh, right, we have a dying Aeldari, too. The slender figure of the Harlequin emerges from the shimmering haze. With the grace of one performing a sorrowful dance, he approaches the dying Aeldari nearby. Your dance is now tableau, and I lament the darkness in the eyes that saw the path. I peer into those tunnels black and bleak. A gleam I seek, the one that points the way to your imprisoned kin in Tempest's cage. Oh, interesting. Okay. The accursed jester back again. If you start weaving your webs of rotten claptrap again, I'll rip out your useless tongue. The Farseer's voice is weak and tremulous from pain. It is strange that he is still capable of speech. His body has been horrifically maimed. The colors of his garb are familiar. The group of Xenos you met on Janus wore the same. At the top of the spire. They are all there. Help them, Arabenian. And help me. Take me away from here. When it is all over. Soon. Disdain you not, will I, with a refusal.
My spirit.
Your soul's refrain will I keep safe as well. But leave to me reality, Farseer, and dreams I'll give you into your worthy hands. With a solemn strike, the Harlequin ends his kinsman's torment, and carefully takes the spirit stone from his body. When the Xenos turns to you, his hands are already empty. The stone is gone. Can Trey tell who chose the path of the seer? Moran told me he disappeared as soon as the cataclysm befell Crutorok. Does this mean my kin are being held captive at the top of the Reaving Tempest's spire? The truth is ready to reveal itself to me if I but stretch out my hand. Sparks of impatience flicker in Yurliette's gaze. She wants to talk to you, but she will not interrupt your exchange with the Harlequin. Cassia clutches her head at the sight of the Harlequin, and scarlet blood starts trickling down her cheeks. Your colors, Xenos, are fractured and wrong, as if refracted through a distorted prism. What should be familiar is dispersed, and the bedazzling shades won't stop twisting madly. The Xenos, tilting his head to the side, looks at Cassia with curiosity. Wait, no, we've seen this before. Yeah, this is the exchange they had right after we got Cassia back. Weird. I still do not understand. Oh, you'll get it in time, says the Harlequin, with nary a rhyme. Yeah, you do seem to have planned this all out fairly meticulously. The stage set, the players all put into place, and then things simply allowed to play out, taking their natural course, but I imagine to a pre-scripted end. You may applaud my disappearing act. The Reaper's fatal steps I did conceal from eyes that dreams of blood so wildly craved. For unbeknownst to them, death merely moved into another hall in harmony with inmates' steps and night's own melody. The Harlequin makes an exaggerated show of drawing back an imaginary curtain. The shadows beneath the black eye holes in his horned mask once again form a mocking smile. The grand finale of this gory piece, where perfidy and cunning reign supreme, shall now unfold, my merchant vagabond.
Even flesh speak is more efficient than the speech patterns of this Xenos. Hypothesis: the elucidator machine spirit has been affected by the pernicious influence of this place, and is producing distorted output. I seek permission to conduct a technical survey.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother. Pass. I'm pretty sure the Elucidator is doing its job just fine. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like this whole thing, this grand play, this act you're putting on was all just meant to distract our hosts from the fact that you had placed a weapon in their midst. Myself, an actor meant to play the role of executioner, to punish some unknown slight. Comora's ancient law was boldly spurned, and to despoiled where Crudarach's remains, the Tempest's mistress spurred by avarice, forbidden plunder brought to her dark nest. And though the city shrinks from those whose souls in darkness gleam with coruscating flame, the interdict is scorned, the pact ignored. Comora awaits, Comora tastes its doom. To make of drama farce beyond belief, a pair uncredited assume the stage. A cutthroat monkey, captive of a thief. A dancer, make strife poet, guileful knave. Yes, that does make sense. With a weary sigh, the Harlequin concludes. When Coda's note falls silent evermore, the last a duty will perform, and then the first will move, his exodus enact. Right. We get to leave once the job is done. Oh, here we go. Euremerus acted recklessly when she decided to bring captive psychers back to Comora. The webway is extremely sensitive to psychic powers, and the psychers' presence could force the Dark City apart at the seams, opening gaping chasms to the warp. If the other Cabals knew about this audacious stunt... The Xenos tilts his head, staring at Yerliet. The cradle's fragments smolder dimly there, where Tight has drawn the Tempest all together. Dare you plunge your hand into the flame, and drag truth's embers out into the light? Oh, Arabenian, you ask if I am too afraid to try to save the little that remains of my home, now that the wind of hope fans the flame of the coming truth? The stone on Yerliet's chest flares crimson, a timid glow that goes out as soon as the Eldari touches her chest plate. Even if the fire of truth burns me from within, I will follow this path to the end. Alantech, the Arabenian love jests, but this is not one. Please, before it is too late, we must save the Farseers. Allow me to go with you to the spire, to that nest of depravity, to that haven of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Yerliet's voice wavers like a taut string, and her eyes are veiled with darkness. It does sound like that's what we were brought here to do in the first place, so... As long as our friend Nocturne here is telling the truth, we'll do what we can. Yerliet shudders as if she cannot believe your words, and her expression shifts subtly. I am grateful. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duo of a monkey and an outcast. She turns her face to you and nods with gratitude. Come along. Let us tear the Farseers' lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. The horned mask tilts as the Harlequin observes the monkey and the outcast conversation with interest, but he does not make a sound. So what exactly is your interest in all this, Arabenian? Just the stability of Comora, or is there something else? An empathy for your captive kin? Idle boredom? What exactly makes you tick? The starved one's fate to shelter from the storm, enlisted me the laugh of jest unending. The soul is not at home amidst dark walls, it yearns to sing, and I hearken long. Its elegy by name Oblivion. A cradle I'll bestow where may this song forevermore resound in endless echo. Uh-huh. The Harlequin said the words, laugh of jest unending, with reverence, as if it were a title or rank. You recall that Harlequins serve the laughing god, Segorak. It seems the Xenos is saying that it is at Segorak's behest that he is attempting to save the Farseers. Oh, okay. Sure, why not? So, if you're here to save these guys, then what about this one? He was still alive when we started talking. The executioner lost interest, and blithely tossed the toy despised aside. Proclaiming it a gift to empty bellies, he let the rabble tear it into scraps. And tooth and claw they fought to claim a share, with every one extolling his largesse. Okay, so this one was tossed to Euremerus's allies, essentially. Though I will note that has now resulted in their deaths. Punishment meted for knowing of the Farseer's presence without raising the alarm. So once this is all done, I do get to escape. You'll keep your word? Strive up to where the thieving storm has built its squalid nest among the darkened sky. The tempest's plunder hoards are buried there, and captives, riches, trophies all within. Amidst this cache a gate to real space find, pass through to freedom tempting and so craved. Companions have I brought, and steps revealed. My lines run out, I have no more to give. The stage is yours, my merchant vagabond. Go fetch a vessel swift, and get you gone. Okay, that's a yes. In fact, it sounds like once we get this done, we'll also have ample riches as our reward, along with our portal to real space to make good our escape. Alright, buddy, I'm going to hold you to that. Otherwise, you're on the list with all the rest. Ah, a ship! We will finally leave this horrible place flooded with scarlet hues of agony and washed out tinges of despair. What about the rest of my retinue? I notice you only brought up Argenta, my sister of battle, but there were others. The ones who once served the Commissar, but then swore fealty to me. What happens to them? The merchant wishes them another fate? A sudden turnabout and curious. What path ought they to take? All ears am I. Although the Harlequin's mournful mask is absolutely still, you cannot shake the feeling that a nasty grin lurks behind it. This is a game, a test. You must choose your words carefully. Right. Monkey's paw. Or monkey. Be careful, Elentech. Arabenian weigh each word with meticulous pedantry. If you do not take care, you will receive what you want, only turned inside out, like the fabric of the void without any stars. Several encounters with the Harlequin have been enough to teach you that everything that is happening is merely one grand show or dance for him. It is pointless to converse with him like a typical Xenos. He is a director, playwright, and actor all in one. All that interests him is that the performance comes off successfully. Okay, right, yeah, laying it on a bit thick now. That's 3 warnings in a row. Not to mention, of course, we literally just saw him carry out this Farseer's request by killing his body and taking his soul. And given that last bit, it seems pretty obvious this is the intended response. They may just be extras, but they still have their role to play, just like you and I. If you want me to see this play through to its end, to the grand escape, then you'll make sure they're there with me, safe and sound. What is a stage when actors do not tread? Naught but a pile of pointless wood, that's what. Before the culmination thunders past, your friends will find a part to play, fear not. Your words I've heard, my merchant vagabond. Good, I think. Otherwise, you're really not going to like the encore. But that said, yeah, we're still pretty reliant on Nocturne here to hold up his side of the bargain, so no benefit to antagonizing him just yet. Or ever, really, if he holds up his side of the deal. Thank you, Nocturne. With that, I believe our interlude is complete. Let's close the curtains on this sordid tale. Saying nothing, the Harlequin vanishes in a blue shimmer of air. The horned mask disappears last, with vicious laughter drifting out from beneath it. Hey, there you go. See, that's how you make an exit. That was much more impressive than just sprinting off screen. Also, I guess, R.I.P. Farseer. I've already forgotten your name. And sorry again to Abby. But it's fine, we'll get that tended to. Man, lots to unpack there. Ulfar's thing aside, yeah, that does pretty clearly spell out why we're here and what role we're meant to play. With the short of it, if I'm understanding this all correctly, being that whether or not they were involved in the actual fall of Crudarach, apparently Euremerus and the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest violated some deeply rooted tenets of Camorra in plundering the ruined remains of the Eldar craft world and bringing Farseers here, which apparently is taboo because their innate psychic or warp powers apparently are disruptive to Camorra's delicate dimensional balance. So Marzai really, despite his grand designs, was just another bit part player, a convenient in for Nocturne at the behest of Vect to inject himself into the situation and essentially arrange a grand punishment for the transgressors, in this case the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest, and all of their erstwhile allies. Tervantius, the Fatal Thirst, the Cabal of Poisonous Whispers and Bleeding Skies. And ultimately, Vect himself probably doesn't care if the Farseers actually survive. In fact, if they died like the one on the altar there did, that would probably make things easier since they would no longer pose a threat to the stability of Camorra. However, Nocturne also serves Segorak, the Aldari god of laughter, who has instead bidden him to rescue the Farseers. But yeah, like Marzai, we were pretty much just a convenient pawn, a convenient tool, in the right place at the right time, just happened to be deadly and innocuous enough to get the job done where others may have failed. Which sounds good to me. I mean, I guess it really comes down to whether or not Nocturne ends up upholding his side of the bargain, which, based on what we've seen, I'm pretty sure he will. But I guess we'll know soon enough. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of some quick off-screen bookkeeping, get our guys patched up, and we'll pick up here next time. Also, I guess we should find out what happened to Argenta. She seems to have wandered off somewhere. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you can even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
I will wipe your disgusting presence out of existence!